Hello again, friends. It's Pastor Glenn, and I'm here at Peace Lutheran Church, and it's so good to be with you again. And for the devotional thought, I'm going to start by reading from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 1 and 2, and this is what it says. Therefore, be imitators of God, as beloved children, and walk in love, as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. We're called to be imitators of God, and certainly a part of that involves love, right? We love others, we love God because he first loved us. And there are a lot of things that Ephesians will tell us, go on to say how we can imitate God. One of the other things that I was thinking of as far as imitating God is that of prayer. Right? I think about Jesus and his ministry and how prayer was so important to him that he went off and prayed on his own so many times. Right? And I think about my own prayer life. You can think about your own prayer life. Right? And there's certain times where I think that it's pretty good. Right? On my morning drive to work, to the office, I turn off my radio and I have a time of prayer. And then I think about the rest of the day, the rest of my week, and I think, is it as important, is it as central to my life as I'd like it to be? All right, and that reminds me of a verse from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. This is what it says. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. I can pray to God at any time. I can pray to God all the time, like this constant, ongoing conversation, line of communication with him. Now, certainly it can be a formal time of prayer, right? I can get on my knees before the altar, can fold my hands, I can bow my head, I can close my eyes, and I can pray to God. And it can be also in an informal way, while I'm driving, while I'm at home, while I'm working, while I'm playing, while I'm on the sports field. It can be in any sort of context. It can be whenever and wherever, right? And we can pray to God about anything. And that reminds me of another verse, and that's from Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. And it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Knowing that I can come to God at any time and ask him about anything for anything, and I can come to him in prayer with thanksgiving, knowing that he is going to hear me, he is listening to me, well, there's a sense of peace I have about that. And knowing that I can come to God and I can ask him for anything, knowing that he will answer me. Now, of course, he will answer in his own way and in his own time. And that may not be exactly how I want or what I want. Knowing that his answer is going to be what's best for me, there's also peace that I can take from that. Knowing that I have a God who loves me so much, who cares about me so much, that he is willing to listen to me, all of the things that I lift before him, and that he's going to answer me. I mean, it is a wonderful thing to have, right? And to know that God is always there for me. I mean, and when you think about all of our own lives, when we all have prayers, requests on our hearts and our minds, and we can lift them to God at any time, anywhere we're at. And so rather than have me continue to talk, I'm going to spend a few moments in prayer. And so I would encourage you to take a few moments as well, lift up your prayers and requests to God. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you later.